Yo, it's ODB. Thanks for coming back to the OLP channel for another video. If you saw the thumbnail, this video is going to be an unbagging. This is something that I've been trying to get my hands on for, 20 years or so, and it came from overseas. It was just delivered just a couple of minutes ago. So let's jump right in. I grabbed a knife, and I am going to open this package and show you what it is. Now, when this stuff comes from overseas, you have to end up signing for it. So my dog was barking pretty loudly out there, and I was like, what the heck's going on? And mailman's never usually this early, and it was him. Had a couple of things, and he goes, yo, you got to sign for this. And I was like, yes, I think I know what that is. So I got this package here. Just took the wrapper off, and shout out to the big homie, who I'm going to shout out here in a second. Of course, he wrapped it in this cardboard, which will be key. This thing coming literally halfway around the world from Japan. Super cool. So here's what we got. Let me take a sneak peek. All right, we're going to open it this way. All right. Won't they open books backwards there? Okay. Here we go. This may not look like much, but if you look down here, I had revealed this feature when we talked about Steel Flame. This is super cool to have this issue, and this is a magazine that's very, very rare. It's also very, very thick. Now, this is the first and only issue that I have of this magazine. I want to be careful because you can actually see it's ripping right here. But this A-Cars, and it has, instead of a dash, it has an American flag. This A-Cars is one that I've been trying to get my hands on, like I said, a very long time. And ironically enough, yeah, they do, the books are backwards there, right? I do have other magazines, of course, from there, including Cow magazine. This is June 2002. Now, I only had figured out that this feature was in here, I don't even know, I mean, maybe 10 years ago. And like I said, these magazines are virtually impossible to find, which is kind of crazy. I did find one recently. I couldn't really figure out what the website said. So I reached out to Makoto, Severed Japan, and I said, yo, Makoto, my brother, can you tell me how much this is? And he says, hey, it's very cheap, very inexpensive. I will purchase it for you. And I said, sure. And he shipped it to me. So he took the time to not only buy it, but he also shipped it to me, which is super cool. And I got to thank my Severed Ties brother, Makoto, overseas for doing that. The other reason why I wanted it is because of the 59. So these things are super cool. You know, 59s are really sought after, especially here in the States. And people love their 59s. And, of course, it's got that on there. Now, I'm about to take the camera off the tripod, and I'm going to show you the feature here. I got to thank Steve Platt for coming on OLP in the past. We had the exclusive on telling the story, letting Steve tell the story, how Steel Flame came about. I got to give a huge shout out to Don for being an amazing curator. The truck did change hands several times over the course of 2 plus decades. But I got to say, I was really excited at Lone Star Throwdown 2024 when I took my truck, bottom being out there, a truck that took me many years to build. Of course, it wouldn't have been accomplished without Jimmy's Run and Customs and so many others that helped. But the cool thing was at LST, I was able to park right next to Steel Flame. I moved the S10. Don brought over Steel Flame. I did a video. I'll pipe in a photo or two here to kind of show it, but it's so crazy to think that West and the East collide in what many refer to as the Third Coast. Third Coast born in Texas at Lone Star Throwdown. So again, thanks to Don for being an amazing curator. Don signed my cover of Street Trucks. I got to get Steve to eventually sign it, and possibly some others that have owned the truck over the course of time. But Don, you're doing a great job. Let's take a look at the feature in this ultra rare A-Cars magazine, all the way from Japan. Makoto, very nice. 2 thumbs up. Thank you so much, my brother. Let's look at it now. All right, I kind of go back and forth with this dang light. but I'm going to leave the light off for now because I do think that it will be easier. Now, again, I made the joke at the beginning, aren't there magazines backwards? Of course, I knew that they were to a certain extent, but I've never done a flip through, I don't think, backwards. But this is the feature. So in the table of contents, you had this is the special one, is what they refer to it as, and the special one was, I think, 3 different features. This is the feature. I did share some of this since we had Steve Platt on, but how cool was this? Courtney Halliwell, rest in peace, shot the cover of Street Trucks. They put that in here. Steve Platt, 99 GMC Sonoma Extended Cab, Flames of Reflection. There you go, right there. We have some more. I'll kind of give you guys a little bit of close-up here. Of course, can't read it unless we do Google Translate. Now, I believe, I'd have to check with Steve and look back at all the stuff that he sent me whenever we had him on. He was just an amazing guest because he provided me a lot of this stuff, and this was so cool. But there's Steve there. Steve, I believe there's one more. It's not in here. I believe there's one more feature. Jay La Rosa, one of his good friends, that they were featured, I think, together, but I do not believe that was in here. I'm going to double check, but I want to say that was possibly another magazine. And that was it. I think you had this Mountaineer and you have a Suburban, I think. But super cool. If you know me and you know OLP, I love being able to bring this, this kind of content because so many of us know this truck. You know it from the Hot Wheel that was created. Again, we told the story. I'll link to that episode at the end of this video. But it's cool that there's so much history out there with other features that some people may have never, number one, known about. Maybe number two, maybe you've never seen it. So shout out to Steve. Tip of the cap. Amazing truck. And Don, thanks for carrying on the tradition of it. So there you have it. A-cars with a super cool American flag emoji, almost, if you will. Right in the middle. That 59, looking dope. Steve Platt. Now I have one of these thanks to Makoto, Sever Ties, Japan. ODB, we at ya. Peace.